Due to her beatific vision, Beatrice said she may become too bright for Dante's temporal eyes to withstand. With that said, Beatrice observed that Dante had the perpetual light which yielded perpetual love within him. This love also could still be seen, faintly though, through something that would lead their love astray. Continuing, Beatrice stated that love astray can yield to broken vows, which would create debt. This debt, which derives from broken oaths, would need to be settled. In humanity's free will, people are free to choose to make oaths. When clergy and cloistered women make their vows, their will and desires are offered as a sacrifice. In a similar manner, people who take oaths out of love for the Father also sacrifice their own will. However, what happens when this love is led astray by the flesh or vows are broken? While the church would permit indulgences from broken sacred vows, such would imply that man can alter his oath out of love for the Father, and that it would be divinely accepted. In the Levitical law, oaths were upheld regardless, unless there were certain circumstances that prevented them from being fulfilled. The nature of these solemn vows was never made void, although the medium of the oath could be commuted. Christian oaths, as they rely on sacrifice of one's own will in favor of the Father's will, cannot be commuted in the same way that their forerunners could be. Just as oaths were never to be taken lightly in the Levitical law, as did Jephthah in Judges 11, they are not to be taken lightly by the faithful. Foolish oaths were even taken by pagans, such as Agamemnon when he brutally sacrificed his own daughter so that he could invade Troy. Not every type of water will suffice for baptism, and not every purpose for doing an action is worthy. However, those of the church must perform actions which are worthy in regards of the church and at the will of its great shepherd. Additionally, they must rely on the faith just as a lamb relies on his mother's milk. If they did not, Beatrice stated that their enemies would mock them. This caused Dante to have questions about this, but he refrained as he saw Beatrice look longingly and lovingly upward. Soon afterwards, Dante realized that the cloud holding them was speeding away from the lunar surface and arrived in the brilliant Mercurian atmosphere. The way that Mercury's light outshined her made Beatrice smile. This impacted Dante in what he described as, "And if the star itself was changed and smiled, what became I, who by my nature am exceeding mutable in every guise?" Canto 597 through 99. Thousands of dazzling, magnificent splendors swiftly encroached upon them, crying out, "Lo, this is she who shall increase our love." Canto 5, 105. As they got closer, Dante noticed just how dazzlingly magnificent these splendors were. Such a wonder made him eager to listen to these lustrous souls. Before he could request information from them, their spokesperson greeted him and invited him to ask them anything he wanted to know. With Beatrice's support and Virgil's lessons in mind, the great Florentine complimented the soul's appearance, which was veiled in light, and then asked for the soul's identity. As he asked for such information, the soul's light intensely grew and engulfed him.